I suppose, yeah, we can just troubleshoot that another time, because I just don't get to have background audio, I guess. It's okay to start building. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. That is true. We don't have to have background audio, you know? We can progress past this. You guys will just have to have me and my voice and nothing else. Um, I got a new mic recently. Life is pretty cool. I'm still fiddling with settings and equalizing and all of that stuff so that it will sound nicer. But already it's definitely better than my I was gonna say a bad word, than my less than good headset mic. My headset mic was pretty solid. It my headset mic put in the work, okay? That thing has been with me. That thing has been with me for so long, and I'm like, okay. But unfortunately, it is time to retire the headset mic. It's just me and my actual now my headset mic is just headphones now. We're this is what happens when I don't touch a kit in a while. I know I did part of this. I know I started this. I literally started this. But where is the rest of him? Where did I put him is the real question. Ah, there it is. I did his head. There's his little head. Here's a little piece that I cut out for some purpose that I guess we'll find out what the purpose is as I get through this. I forgot that they gave me like decal options between. I forgot that they gave me like a normal decal and a damaged decal option. That's pretty nice. But I'm still fiddling around with like noise gating and stuff like that. Because like, okay, I like the flavor. I like the flavor of you hear my little like clippy noises and things like that. I've always enjoyed that. I've always liked. I'm gonna turn off this music because I actually, you can't hear it anyway. You can't even freaking hear this music. So why do I have it on my end? I can hear it. Why can't? Whatever. We've already decided no background music is not the end of the world. Everything else works. So we're just gonna keep on trucking, okay? Brunch and Build. God, I was so proud. I didn't even do my intro. Do I even have an intro? I don't. That's okay. But Brunch and Build, we're here. I remember what I was doing now. We're building his head. Brunch and Build, Red Gundam. We're building the high grade Red Gundam from Gundam G-Quax. Love G-Quax. G-Quax was great. Red Gundam is a really fun Gundam. For those of you who are not, well, okay, it's not really a spoiler because this is literally the first episode of the show. But G-Quax is the premise of, instead of the normal timeline of Earth Federation, like normal timeline of Mobile Suit Gundam, where they have the 1 year war happens, and then there's the whole everything else, and then Earth Federation wins because they have Amuro Ray, and then everything's so cool and epic. They have the Gundam. They made the Gundam, which is like unlike any other weapon. Anyone's like the actual mobile suits and all that stuff. That like, okay. Instead of all that, what if before Amuro gets in the Gundam? See you, Heather. Thanks for tuning in and being here for a little bit while I figured stuff out. But anyway, we still don't have background audio. That's just something we're gonna have to live with right now. And I suppose something I will figure out in the days to come. But yeah, thank you, and I will be chugging along. But yeah. So G-Quax, it's a fun time. It's before Amuro gets in the Gundam. What if Char just took it? What if Char just stole the RX-78 and then Zeon won the war? Which, very fascinating perspective, but it is a fun time. I love G-Quax. G-Quax is fun, and what we're building right now is the Gundam, but stolen by Char and painted red, because he paints everything red. It's Char's color. I love Char. Char is like one of my guys of all time. There's this one video that there's like this it's kind of like an AMV, but it's not really. It's like an edit that someone made of Char, and it's like opening with the line. I forgot which movie it was from. It was from one of the movies, but he's like, I've never betrayed anyone in my life. I think it's from when he was like talking to Hamon Karn or something, and she's like, how could you have done this? You betrayed me. And he's like, I've never betrayed anyone in my life. And it's just a super cut of every single time Char has ever betrayed someone in his life, which is many times, which is several times when Char has betrayed people. I love Char. He sucks. He sucks so much. I love Char. He freaking sucks so much. He's just like, he's my problematic little guy. Like, I know Char is a bad person. I know he's not a good person. But that's like why I like him. The point is not for him to be a good person. Okay, I have to attach these little eyeballs. We're gonna be attaching, okay, this, I don't know why I put this box here. This box doesn't even have to be here. This box can be over there. And let me move my water bottle. Okay. Man, I have to use this, I'm using this temporary water bottle right now. It's not technically my water bottle, but I left my water bottle on a train, and it makes me very sad. And I submitted a lost and found request, and I'm really hoping they get back to me, because I really love that water bottle. I got it at in the REI discount bin, and then I put a bunch of fun stickers on it, and I'm like, if those stickers are just gone forever now, I will actually just be really sad. But I did submit a lost and found request, so hopefully I will get some response on my water bottle, because I want it back. Though I think I might just have to go to the lost and found office. According to the people of Reddit, it takes like forever for them to actually, like, anything that's lost and found does usually go back to like the lost and found office. But it's like, okay, everything does go back to the lost and found office, but it takes them forever to actually like match your item to your email, like to your lost and found request. And so I'm just like, oh. So people have said that you can just show up to the office and they probably like have your thing there. They just like haven't matched it to your email yet. I'm like, okay. I'm really praying, because I will show up. I will show up to the lost and found office. And I will get my freaking water bottle back. I just want my water bottle back. It's really nice. It's like, okay, I have like, do you guys ever have this like really weird like attachment to inanimate objects that you don't even realize you're this attached to? Like, my water bottle is something I've kind of always taken for granted in my life. Like, I've just had it, but then I lost it on the train, and now I'm like, I didn't know this hunk of metal like meant so much to me, but it does. And I am trying so hard to get it back. I really just want my water bottle back, but that's okay. That's okay. I really hope and believe it will come back to me. But otherwise, what else have I been doing? I know. I didn't address the usual elephant in the room, and that's how long it's been since I've last streamed. And part of it was definitely the audio problems. Not even my background. Like, the background audio thing is like a completely new scenario. This has never happened before. It was mostly with my mic. My old mic. My dog shit headset mic. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that. Well, whatever. My terrible headset mic. It wasn't good. It worked. Like, I had been using that thing for literal years as my main microphone. It's been fine. But now that I'm no longer in a carpeted room, now that like several other factors, and also this thing is several years old now. My Razer, I can say this, my literal Razer headset, gamer headset. I've had this thing for years now, and now it's like, okay, you know, it was having a lot of weird echo problems and things that just like, oh, this is just like not very functional at all. But now I have invested a few dollars. This is actually something I was planning on doing last year, is getting an actual like nice microphone. But last year, around this time is when I got laid off from my old job. So that kind of fell through because I needed to pinch my pennies for other things, you know, because I had lost my job. So I didn't buy a new mic last year. But this year, I have another job and I have an amount of disposable income now. So I did, in fact, buy a new microphone. I got it on Black Friday. It's like one of those, it's kind of a budget microphone. I am kind of like, I didn't want to get a budget microphone. I was fully prepared to like get a nice Audio-Technica, like a good microphone. But, and I was really close to getting like the classic AT2020, but I was just like doing some research and listening to reviews and stuff like that. And I was like, I won't lie to you, this like budget microphone is actually pretty good because the AT2020 is now old enough, or the AT2035, like they have a few different versions of it, and the newer one is like kind of more suited for things that I am not doing. Like I don't really plan on recording instruments or anything like that, but I also don't just want like a Yeti Snowball or something. Like I want an actual like cardioid mic. Like this microphone, this is basically like out of the box. All I really did was add like gain filter and noise suppression. Like I still have to really equalize and I can really tune this mic very nicely, and I just haven't done that yet. And even then, it still sounds quite good, which is very nice. I love when mics do that. But this is technically like a budget mic. But one of the things that really like drew me to it is that I was very torn between whether or not I wanted a USB mic or an XLR mic. And my heart wanted an XLR mic. My heart wanted an XLR mic because I am just a little bit of an audiophile. Just like a little bit of an audiophile. Nothing too crazy. I'm not like out here investing like $10 million in a sound system, but I have a little bit more experience and like knowledge of audio systems and stuff than like probably the average person who has like AirPods and calls it a day. Like I'm a little more picky than that, but I'm also not insane about it, you know? So I like in my heart wanted an XLR mic so that I could actually like hook it into an interface and really go crazy with it, because I do have, now that I have this mic, I do have like a lot more plans and things I want to do. Like things I want to record, like videos and things like that. I also potentially want to use it to record singing. I am very enamored with the idea of like doing karaoke's or even recording covers and things like that, just because that's something I quite enjoy. I don't share it too much on here because it's usually copyrighted music, and this is just not that kind of environment. But I do quite like singing. I'm not very good at it. I mean, I have an amount of pride in it, but I'm not exactly like a professional singer. It truly is like, I like singing in my car when I drive, and I like going to karaoke with my friends, and that's kind of the extent of my skills. But it's something I like, and it's something I want to share more. And I would like to do that. And I was like, oh, I need an XLR then. If I actually want to be able to mix, if I actually want to be able to like mix and record like singing audio. But also, I was like, okay, but if I get an XLR mic, then that means I now have to commit to buying like a nice interface, and also I had to commit to buying like a nice interface and cables and dealing with all of that stuff. And I was like, but I got this mic, and like obviously the benefit of USB mics is you plug it in and it works. XLR mics, you have to have the additional, like, you have to get the right cable for it, you have to get an interface for it, and then you have to tune that interface to your microphone. It's fun. I like it, but it's kind of a hassle, and it's not an extra hassle that I like. I was kind of like torn on whether or not I really wanted to commit to that, but I got this mic that is both USB and XLR. It's got a USB port and an XLR port. So right now I have it as just like a USB mic, because right now it's just my stream audio, so it's not anything crazy. I can just plug it in as a USB mic, and I just have like a really solid mic right now. But if I want to down the line, if I do pursue a bit more into like recording my singing, or maybe just like, I don't know, I want to do other stuff, I have the option of getting an interface and hooking this up as a proper XLR mic and stuff. And it's also just like a good quality mic. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm very happy. I have things I want to do, and I think it is neat. So that has been my microphone journey. That's been my microphone journey as of late. But I do exist. I do things. What other gupla have I built lately? I've actually it's gonna sound so bad. I actually haven't built that many okay. I say gunpla. Gunpla does not mean I haven't been working on model kits, okay? To be 100% clear. Gunpla doesn't mean I've abandoned not really doing as much gunpla doesn't mean I've abandoned model kits. That's incorrect. I still have been chugging along. My primary project that I'm still working on is Susan. Susan is a Mecha Musume kit. She is not gunpla. I will not be sharing much more about her. She is not family friendly. But I love Susan. Susan's really neat. I am okay. Working on Susan is very fun because for this project specifically, I got loose chroma pigment, which is not something I've ever worked with before. And I haven't really busted into the chroma pigment yet. I'm still in the process of like, so her like human parts I'm top coating and stuff, but I'm still masking off pieces and whatnot that I have to like prep spray for pigmenting, because I'm also like deciding, okay, wait, how do I want to base coat? I still have to base coat stuff. I still have to, like, we're still in that process with Susan. And it's very fun, but the trade-off though, not really a trade-off, but it just is kind of a funny thing that occurs when you're building musume kits, especially when you're like painting musume kits, is it looks, I dropped a piece. I just 100% dropped this piece. Okay. Now I have to, it's a really little piece too. Oh God. Okay. No, this is not it. What? Oh my God. Thank God I found it. Okay. But I've kind of just been, but yeah. Oh, Mecha Musume, painting Musume kits. Okay. the sometimes painting and dealing with Musume kits really gets into the uncanny valley territory, because usually when I'm painting a gunpla, it's like, okay, you take it apart and you kind of have your pieces separated out by color, so that you have, like what things need to be painted, what color, that. When you're looking at parts, you don't really think too much about it. But when and now you are looking at just like a pile of assorted you think like, oh, it's just I'm something, but like, I'm not. It's just a little plastic. It's just a piece of plastic. I'm doing this not out of any weird reasons. I'm just trying to make her look prettier. Ooh, why are we crashing out right now? Okay. Ooh. Is there a purpose? Is there a purpose for crashing out right now? I don't really know. Okay, sorry. I don't know why things kind of felt like it was crashing out for a second, but I think we're fine. I think we're good. But look at that! He's got a little head. He's got a little head. Ba 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 ba. Okay. But I think I have my little bucket of Susan parts somewhere. Ah, yes, there it is. We will get a brief glimpse of. Actually, I'm gonna take out. I'll take out this part because it's probably the most not friendly. But it is. Here's my bucket of Susan parts. It looks very funny to just have. Yeah, this is just my bucket of Susan parts. Here she is. I took out her torso. Like, her torso isn't in this bucket because of reasons, but the rest of her is in there, and then her like actual armor pieces are in a different box because those are the ones I'm like base coating and stuff right now. But it's very, especially when I put them on the little the stand for when I'm actually airbrushing stuff. And you just gotta put them on all in the little alligator clips and have them set up so that I can like top coat or whatever. Oh my god. It's like I am a serial killer right now. I've just got all these like arms and legs and heads hung up, and I'm like, I'm just top coating it. I'm not doing anything bad. I'm just top coating. But it feels so wrong. It feels incorrect, and that I'm not supposed to do that. But, you know. Anyhow, what else have I been doing? I've still been reading. I've been reading a lot of like romance novels and audiobooks lately. I mean, this has been a thing that I've done for a long time. But it's been a while since I've had a media experience that I really just did not enjoy. Because I'm at the point in my life where I only want to consume media that I think will be good or I will get like some value out of. Like, it's not like I only consume like highbrow peak literature, you know? Like, I am unironically a fan of Riverdale. I think it's great. I love Riverdale, but that's because I watch it with my friends and it's really bad. But it's like, oh my god, I love Riverdale. It's so funny. It's so funny. And I love explaining the plot of Riverdale to people. Because truly, you can't tell what, like, if I made any, like, I'm like, is this for real? But it is, like, 100%. I can make something up and it'll probably, and just slip it in and no one can tell because it's Riverdale. Love Riverdale. But all this is to say, you know, I am at a point in my life where I want to get value out of something. I want to have at least some value out of something. Doesn't mean it has to be like classically good, but I just have to be able to get something out of it, you know? I have to get some form of enjoyment out of this. Oh no, this thing goes up here. Okay. But I recently had a media experience that was like, oh my god. I really did go in thinking that I would enjoy this because I am a big fan of like romance novels and fantasy and all of that stuff. Like I'm a big like romance fantasy reader. I love my romance fantasy. I know Rolfon gets like a bad rep in the larger zeitgeist, and I do agree that a lot of it is really bad. I do agree that a lot of it is not good. But sometimes, even if it's not good, I still get enjoyment out of it. But even then, I'm like, there's also a lot of good in there, okay? It gets a bad rep because of a lot of things that are not good. But there is like good romance fantasy out there that's just like, this is just good. And I enjoy that. I like it a lot. I genuinely do see it as like a good genre, and like I like reading it. But like I mentioned before, there are things that are not as good. I started reading this book / listening to the audiobook, and I just got so mad at this book for not being good that I ended up finishing the whole thing. And I wrote this massive review of this book. I wrote this massive review for this god-awful book. It was, oh my god, it's so bad. I mean, okay, I say so bad. It's not like egregiously bad. There are like things in romance fantasy, like people make fun of stuff like Court of Thorns and Roses and things like that. And it's like, okay, while something like Court of Thorns and Roses is perhaps like technically worse, in terms of how much fun I have, Court of Thorns and Roses is like, it's a good time. If you know what you're about, if you are really with it and you know what you're about, Court of Thorns and Roses is a good time. Okay? The Court of Thorns and Roses is a good time. This goes, oh my god, I was just doing this upside down. Like, what the heck's happening? A Court of Thorns and Roses is a good time. If you go in not expecting peak literature, it is, oh my god, it's hilarious. I love that. I love that series. It is just so messy. It's so much like absolute pure nonsense is happening. But it is so, I love that Rhysand invented feminism like 16 times, okay? I love that they just invent reasons to have, you know, they just like, that's the whole book. And it's like a really, not, the first book at least is a not very good retelling of Beauty and the Beast. And it suffers from the classic, like, sets up a guy, they set up a character, they set up a love interest, but he's not, like, he's not endgame. He's not the endgame love interest. So they're like, okay, how do we pivot from her being with this love interest? How do we pivot from her being with this love interest and then putting her with the other love interest? How do we do this? Oh, what if we just completely made this guy do a total 180? Just character assassinate this man for fun. And then we'll have her get with the other guy. Because, well, yeah, this guy just, like, sucks so bad now. What else are you gonna do? And it is genuinely It is genuinely so funny. Usually, I absolutely hate when stories do this. But like going in, I like kind of knew this was gonna happen. Like I went into Court of Thorns and Roses like generally already knowing the plot and that knowing that this guy was not endgame. And I was like, okay. And it was really funny because they wrote him pretty well. Like in the first book, I was like, oh, this is pretty nice. But I knew that he wasn't endgame. And I was like, I wonder what they're gonna do with this guy. Because I know he's not the main love interest. And then I'm like, wait, this is hilarious. They just like didn't do anything. They just said this guy freaking sucks now. He spent this whole book being like super nice because it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. He's Beast and he's like got this curse and he's like, oh, I have to solve this curse and it's the only way to break it is with true love. And you know, initially main girl ends up in this. It's been a while. I only like vaguely remember the plot points of Court of Thorns and Roses, but it's like I kind of want to reread that book. It was so bad. I kind of want to reread it. But it was like, she's like, okay, I can't. She ends up there basically not because she got like kidnapped. She didn't get kidnapped by him, but she kind of like owes him a debt. She's there because she owes him a debt. And he's like, instead of basically killing her, he's like, it's okay. I will kind of just take you in and you can, I guess, just like work for me. And then that's how you'll pay back your debt for like killing my brother. Cause yeah, she like, I don't remember if it was his brother, but she kills someone significant. Like she kills a fae that's significant. This is all about fairies. This whole series is about fairies and people who are really into fairies. This is probably not the book I should be discussing right now, but either way, it is a mess. It is a fun time. I actually quite love Court of Thorns and Roses, even though it is technically very bad. But this other book that I read recently, / I mostly listen to the audiobook because these days I like reading. I'm trying to read more like physical books and things like that. But audiobooks are just like the easiest thing for me to do because I have a job and I just put on my little audiobook at work and I can just go about my day while listening to my little audiobook. And so this story was primarily experienced via audiobook. And so I don't know if that like affected, I don't know if I can say that like really affected my experience with it. If anything, maybe it made it better by listening to the audiobook because listening to the audiobook meant I could put it in 1.5 times speed. Though I suppose I could also do that. Like if I read it physically, it would have been faster. Like I read pretty fast. I can like absolutely rip through a book if I really put my mind to it. But I don't know, man. I ended up sticking with the audiobook just so that I could get through it. And it was so bad. It was so bad. So the book itself, I started reading it because the premise actually did sound really good. Okay? The premise actually did sound really good. It's about this librarian. She works in like basically their like fantasy equivalent of like the Library of Congress. It's like the National Library. It's like attached to the Royal Palace in the capital city. And she's a librarian. But while she's there, like a revolution happens. There is a revolution. They overthrow the emperor and start burning down a lot of the big buildings in the capital. And that's like, so she basically just has to like flee. She just has to flee. She's like, I need to go. And so she's escaping this revolution and she has basically just like, she cared, like I'm going to get into this, but her primary character trait is that she likes books. I know, quite obvious for a librarian to like books, but you know, she likes books And so she really values that their maintenance. And so she's like, I have to try and save as many as I can, to the extent where she does almost risk her life being in a burning building to rescue these books. And I thought like that part was pretty neat. I was like, that's pretty cool. Like she puts in all this effort. She really wants to save these books and she just needs to get out of here. And we're like, okay, great. So she escapes. She manages to like use an emergency exit and like steals a boat and is like, I'm gonna go. Bye guys. I'm just gonna, like, no one's gonna notice that she just like left with a bunch of books, right? Like, she's like, you know, once the government stabilizes, hopefully I will come back and return the books. But for right now, I don't really want them all to like burn. So I'm just gonna take them. And then okay, this is the first of one of the many things that pissed me off about this book, is that the logic in it is so backwards. It really is like something's happening and then something gets monologued to explain the thing that's already happened. And it's like, I really would have liked to know, like, just things just happen and I don't know why they're happening. And then something gets monologued to explain why it's happening. And that is the entire, like, that happens with the entire story. It is, like, infuriating. I'm like, come on. Like, was there not even a single drop of foresight put into this? Like, nothing? No thoughts? Just vibes? That's overall, that really is, like, my overall thoughts about this book, is that there really was zero effort put into this, like, into the story. It is just vibes. It's just like, I think this would be fun. I'm gonna write paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs describing, like, these magical sea creatures and the beautiful ocean and all these beautiful environments and people, the physical descriptions of these, like, fantasy people. The main character is blue. That's very important. She's blue. It's not important. It's not important at all, but she's blue. And all this, and spend so much time, but what we don't get, like, anything that makes the plot make sense. So she's on this boat. And she's like, oh God, where do I go? What do I do? What do I do now? I've just escaped with my life, barely. And I'm on this boat. It's full of books. She's got, like, her magical little she's got a little sidekick, by the way. She's got a little, like, talking plant sidekick who's also there. And she's like, okay, what do I do now? And then she's like, oh yeah, actually, she, like, sees these sea creatures and she's like, oh my God, I have a hometown. I am not actually from the capital. I moved here from an island with my parents when I was a child. That island's out there. It's in the middle of nowhere. I bet I could go there. And so she's like, okay, we're charting a course to this random island in the middle of nowhere. And her sidekick is like, why are we going to this island? Like, why? She's, like, telling them about, like, these sea creatures that she saw. And she's like, we're going to this island that raises these sea creatures. And her sidekick is like, why are we doing this? She's like, oh yeah, I have a house there. My parents, like, never sold their house. So, like, I have a house there. And it's like, girl, would that thought not have come to you a little earlier? Would that thought not have come to you just a little earlier? It's so, like, I truly cannot explain just how insane it felt reading this book, because it was just like, things just happen and then it gets explained. I think one of my biggest gripes with this, okay, I mentioned, right? She loves books. That's, like, her character trait, is that she loves books. But it's like, it's it's so unexplained. It's so unexplained that I'm like, girl, what books? What books do you like? Why do you like books? What is there to like about books? What makes you care about this? All we get is like vague reminiscing on like her childhood, but we don't even know like why she likes books. Like, I wrote this in my review. I at some point want to take this review and like record it, because it's basically just like a script. I want to record it into like a video and post it. I want to do something with it because I put all this effort into this freaking review. I read this freaking book that I didn't like, and I need to get something out of it. I need to do something with this information about this book that I don't like. You know what's extra crazy? This book is rated so high. This book is rated, I know. Never trust reviews. That's like step number 1. Everyone knows. Never trust reviews. Especially from like aggregate sites like Goodreads and My Anime List. Like, not once in my life have I ever trusted a My Anime List review. I'm like, you people are crazy. You people do not know what you're talking about. But, you know, it was just a little extra piece of you know, it's not like I put that much weight in the review. I was like, just a little extra piece of context that this book is rated very highly on Goodreads and everywhere else. This book is rated very highly. And like, okay, I am really kind of shitting on it a lot. I do tear it apart quite a bit. And in terms of just like pure readable writing quality, it is not that bad. It's not that bad. Okay. There are certainly like worse written books out there. Like, this author at least knows how to string together a sentence. She knows how to string together a sentence. But I do have additional beef with this author, because like, it is her, like, in her love of books is described so like hand wave books. She likes books. She likes books, everyone. Did you know that she likes books? She loves books. She just likes books. Like, what? There's no other, like, no more depth to this. It is truly just she likes books. Up till this point, again, there's also just like so many continuity errors, inconsistencies. In my review, I literally wrote like, it's so hand wave about her liking books, so like shallow about her love of books is so shallow that genuinely I'm like, has the author ever read a book? Has she ever read a book in her life? Like, I know she's like written this book, but has she ever like read and enjoyed a book? That's the extent to which I'm like, there really is not a single sentence about what she likes about books. There really is just not like explaining, like, emotionally, like, nothing. She just likes books. And she's also, of course, classic example of like, we're told that this character is super smart. She's like a librarian. She's got this really prestigious librarian job, and she's super smart. Oh my god, she's so smart. She's so cool. And then, of course, she doesn't know a single thing. Like, she's so stupid. She makes so many questionable decisions. She just never really thinks, like, because again, the entire book is told through her POV. The entire book is told through her POV, monologue, all of that. And yet, I genuinely think it is an accomplishment. Like, I feel like you have to try to write a book with like one single POV character. This is a single POV character book. It's like almost 400 pages long. And I know so little about her. Oh my god. This book is so bad. I know. I'm like kind of all over the place. I really do want to like record and put together this review, because the thing that I wrote is a lot more cohesive than kind of just me vaguely recalling it and rambling. The review that I actually wrote, it still needs a little more touch-ups. Like I really skimped on like explaining what's happening, because most of it was just notes from while I was reading it. And so I skimped quite a bit on just like describing the actual plot of the book. But I kind of just gotta like put that in there, and then I have this fully written like scripted review. And I really want to do something with it so that I can get something out of reading this awful book. But, you know, otherwise, I've read a lot of really good books. Like it disappointed me so much because I went into it really thinking that it would be good. And then it so just wasn't. It so just wasn't. And I want to talk about it. I want to do something with it. I just have like so much I want to express and put out into the world. And I want to do that. And there's just so many like ideas and things that have been floating around in my brain that I want to put out and do something with. Oh, I'm hungry. I don't want to be hungry. Genuinely? Okay, guys. All 0 of you. I mean, that's a lie. I don't think there's 0 of you. I haven't checked the view count. But all 2 of you. All 2 of you. I hope you can forgive me for potentially cutting stream a little. I'm not cutting it now, but I'm hungry. It's the first time I've streamed in a while. I feel like I'm not quite as cohesive as I want to be. I think I'm still feeling not a lot, but I'm feeling an amount of anxiety from, it's not like it's kind of hard to explain. It's not like overt anxiety. Like I've experienced a lot of like, I'm not like going to have a panic attack or anything like that. I've experienced a lot of like overt anxiety. Wow, who could have thought that someone with anxiety disorder has experienced anxiety? But I've experienced a lot of anxiety, and that's like overt anxiety. Like I feel it. It's the only thing. It's like at the forefront of my brain. It is like freaking me out. I am losing my mind. Like I've experienced that kind of anxiety, and that's not what I'm experiencing now. It's more like I feel subconscious anxiety, because I feel like it's not like I'm in a high stress situation. This is not a high stress situation. This is something I'm doing for fun that I want to do. This is something that I'm doing for fun that I enjoy doing. But I still have this like thing inside of my head, and I want it to go well. I want it to be good. I want people to enjoy this. I want this to be good. Like I have had streams and things where I come out of that and I feel really good about it. Like I'm like, this is to me a good piece of media that I am proud of, that I've put out into the world, and that I want people to experience. Like I want people to experience this thing that I've put out into the world. But that pressure kind of just like is living in the back of my head of like, I haven't streamed in a hot minute. I a little bit forgot like how to put myself in the mindset of doing that. Like I've said this before, and it's something I 100% still like agree, stand behind, all of that. And it's that streaming is a skill. Not to be like, my job is so hard. You ever what was that quote from like that makeup influencer that's like, try being an influencer. Try living a day in my shoes and see how you like it. This job isn't for everyone, you know? Or like the video of that guy who's like, this is the day in my life as a professional streamer. I woke up at 2 p.m. and then I had a Monster Zero for breakfast, and then I picked up the bowl that I left on my desk and I put it in the kitchen. And then I played Fortnite for 3 hours. And then it was 6 p.m. and now it's time for stream. But my mom wants me to have dinner. So I had dinner. But then it's streaming time. So then I played Fortnite for 6 more hours. And then I went to sleep. Like, that's... Like, I don't want to be that guy. I promise. I have a real job. I work retail. Like, I know what it's like to have a real job. Okay? I know what it's like to have a real job. I'm not that bad. But I'm supposed to put a sticker on here. There's a sticker I'm supposed to put on here. There's a sticker that I forgot to put on here. But all this is to say, oh wait, no, I'm supposed to put this on here, I think. Oh, I'm supposed to put this little logo on here. Okay, well, I don't know if I want to apply this decal. I don't always like putting on the little sticker decals. I usually like putting on, I like putting on the metallic stickers, but I don't really like always putting on these decals. But I'll decide later. I'll decide later if I want to do that. Oh, I'm honestly surprised my camera lasted me this long. But it's okay. It's okay. We're good. We're good. We're okay. I just forgot that my camera does that. But anyhow, I'm like... streaming, I'm trying, like, in the most genuine way possible. It is a skill, and it's like... I feel rusty at it. I feel just like maintaining a flow of conversation, maintaining like things that I'm talking about that I feel happy to talk about and share, and having that be in a like construed in a way that's both kind of true to myself and how I want to talk, but also comprehensible to people watching this. That's like a thing that I haven't done in a while. And it's something I forget that it is like a thing that takes an amount of effort. And I'm like, oh, I started talking and I started streaming and I'm like, oh my God, I am not as used to this as I used to be. I am not as used to this. This is not as good. I feel incoherent. I feel like not 100%. And it's not like an energy thing. It is truly just like a self-perception thing. And just like how entertaining I can be at any given time. And it's not even like entertaining. Like I am not someone that would like, I don't want to go that far out of my way for like, I'm not a comedian. I'm not a professional comedian. I am not someone who like works for the bit and does all of this. Like, I'm not someone who really wants to exaggerate my personality too much. Like, I kind of just want to hang out, and I like that. That is the kind of I want to make the kind of thing that I would enjoy. I like hanging out. I like just listening to people talk. I like hearing what people are into, what their perspectives are. I just like enjoying other people. And that is a lot of, like, I like podcasts as part of why, I mean, I like listening to stories, I like audiobooks, but a lot of the streams that I like the most are just talking streams. It's just people just talking. People just like, yep, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm talking about, like, at any given time. And I've always really liked that. And I want to be able to be someone who can also create that kind of environment that I enjoy. And just like effortlessly just like have a conversation with my audience. Like, I want to be able to do that. And it felt like there was a point in time with which I was able to do that. There was a point in time which I felt I was able to do that. And right now it feels like I'm not as good at that. And I want to be good at that again. I would like to go back to being able to do that. And it just, I don't know, man. It really is kind of just like the underlying anxiety of like, I want this to be good. I want people to like this. I know I do have the age-old myth of like, I make this for myself. Because at the end of the day, like I do this for myself. It's a hobby. It's not something I'm doing for a job or for money. I guess I kind of do it for money. Not money, but like, it's not like I don't get paid to do this. I get paid in gunpla. I get paid in gunpla to do this. So that is like a tangible thing I get at. That is in fact a tangible thing I get out of this. But it's not really like, I don't know, man. I truly am just rambling right now. I was also tripped up from like, my background music didn't work, and that just like decreases the quality of everything. Now it doesn't feel as good without background music. I like the little background tunes. And so I feel like I have to compensate for the lack of background music, but that's also like, okay, well, what the heck? How the heck do I do that? How do I do that? Am I putting this on backwards? No, I'm not putting this on backwards. It is supposed to be this way. It's just like, and also now I'm hungry. And also, I'm hungry. That's an additional thing now. That's another thing now. That's in my brain. I'm hungry. I want to eat something. I have leftover Taco Bell that I could be eating. But anyway, I'm gonna, before I opine on this too much, oh, beautiful, I dropped it. Before I opine on this too much, I want to talk about something else, because I do other things with my life. I do sometimes it feels like I do too many things with my life. Oh, I love when this piece just absolutely disappears into the aether. Oh my god. I don't even have that shag carpet anymore. And it's red. It fell into a crevasse of my camera bag. That's what happened. It fell into a crevasse. Okay. But anyhow, oh my god, another thing that I have picked up recently. So I have joined a movie trivia team. It's something I talk about a little bit, but I am like lightly a film guy, okay? I am ever so slightly a film guy. I am not that insane of a film guy. I'm not like, I don't know, man. I'm not enough of a film guy. I'm not like one of those people where my favorite film is a German silent film that came out in 1938. I'm not one of those people who's like, I'm super into like Czech cinema. I'm super into like 1970s Czech cinema, like I'm not that type of film guy. Okay, that's a little, I am to an extent. I do like a lot of foreign films, but this is to say, this isn't like a dig at people who are like that. This is to say I am not as dedicated as people like that. I'm not quite as artistically inclined as people like that. But I do quite like film. I do quite like watching movies. I love movies and film and television and all of that stuff. Not as much television, but really like movies and film. I've always really liked it. And so I joined the movie trivia team. I definitely have mentioned before me getting a video rental a membership at a video rental store. Honestly, pretty sick. One of my favorite things that I do is this membership I have to a video rental place. This is like in a way that doesn't fit together, and I don't know why it's not fitting together. Like, this is just supposed to go in here, but it's also just like not, and I don't know why. And I don't really know why. Okay. But anyhow, I got a membership at this video rental place, and it's really fun. I love this place. It is one of the only video rental stores that like exist in general, and I really love it because it also functions as its primary function. I think it is technically a nonprofit. It primarily functions as a video archive because their like selection is insane. They have a collection that spans like decades and countries and worlds. Like, they have a whole section that they sort by director. Like, that's the kind of video place it is, where they sort films by direct. They have an entire section that's just like, these are films sorted by notable directors. And it's like several shelves of just like notable directors from all over the world. And like, it's so cool. I love this place. But anyhow, I've joined a movie trivia team. They're all really cool. I love my teammates. They're really great. Recently, over the past 3 months, we have been participating in a tournament of champions, which is basically, usually it's every month. It's like, okay, here it starts and ends. Like, it's once a month. But for the past 3 months, our scores basically like carry over from month to month. Because usually, you know, anyone can just drop by and be part of trivia. And of course, you can still do that. But if you want to participate in the Tournament of Champions, you can have your scores carry over between these 3 months and have it all totaled up at the end. And you will be crowned like the champion of this year. And whoever wins got like an old Riker from Star Trek figure. I thought that was really cool. I also like that they have a prize. The winning team also gets, I think, like a gift card, but there's a winner's prize and there's a loser's prize. Every month they do this. There's a winner's prize and there's a loser's prize. The loser's prize is a really crappy VHS. It is always a very crappy VHS tape, which is very fun, and I love that they do that. So for people who aren't winning, you still have something to aspire to. You still have something to aspire to, which I think is fun. And just like a fun little thing that they do. But we've been on the grind, okay? We have been on the grind. And I feel like our team, okay, we have a pretty good spread of expertise. I feel like I'm coping a little bit. I'm like, listen, I'm at a disadvantage because the average age range of the participants and also the people who write the questions is like 30s and 40s. So the topical things that they usually reference are things from the 80s and 90s, which, listen, I'm a little young for that, okay? I'm one of the younger people that participates in the tournament. And so I feel like that already puts me at a bit of a disadvantage, where they'll like reference some like obscure movie that came out in 1992, and they're like, and everyone is like, oh my god, I remember seeing that on TV, like I love that movie, and I'm like, I've never seen this movie in my life, because it's just not relevant to me. But so I think that puts me personally at a little bit of a disadvantage. But also, I primarily watch a lot of foreign movies. Like, a lot of what I'm really into is like horror and foreign stuff. And I think it's really cool and fun. Because that's just what I like, okay? It's just what I happen to like. And so, because it's, you know, we're American, it's usually very American cinema focused, which, understandable, okay? So, oftentimes, I feel like I'm at a bit of a disadvantage. But I have my like hyper specific niches, and that's where I come in, because so I feel like 2 of my team members are very good at like the broad strokes of it. One of them, she is like the exact target demographic for people who participate in this, and her general knowledge, especially with horror, is like so good. Like, she's so good at this. I love her. She's so good at this, and I'm like, oh my god. And then another team member who's a little younger, but also like in the target demographic and is also very good with just like, she's just seen a lot of movies. I love, like, oh my God. And then you're a little out of focus. Oh, I am out of focus. Oopsies. Okay. But yeah. And then we basically all got our niches. You know, we all of this is to explain that we all have our niches. Even though I feel like I lack a little bit in a lot of the general knowledge stuff that people kind of like, a lot of the stuff that's kind of like givens or general knowledge. Next, we do real grade Zazabi and Dragon stickers. No, why would you curse me like that? I'm not even kidding you. That's part of why I have master grade Zazabi and not real grade Zazabi. I hate stickers. I hate stickers. Me and my homies hate stickers. I literally, I'm not even joking. For my Witcher Mercury kits, I bought the water slides for them. I bought the water slides for them because I like the decals, but I hate stickers. I did the same thing with my Evangelion Real Grade Unit 01 and also my Unicorn and Banshee Norn. I just bought the water slides. I'm like, my Real Grade Unicorn and Banshee Norn, I'm like, I just got the water slides. It's so much better. It's so much nicer. And you don't have to drown in 10 million stickers. Life is so beautiful. But yeah. Oh my God. I never even finished my story about my movie trivia team. All of this is to say, we had our big tournament of champions, and me and my team, we got second place. We got second place out of everyone. There's like 10 teams participating, okay? And we got second place. And to be fair, okay, the first place team was literally all like Yale film professors, okay? We're all regular people with like normal guy jobs. And the team that won was all Yale film professors. And so we're like, okay, technically to us it feels like we won because no one's beating the Yale film professor team. Okay? No one's beating the Yale film professors. But it was still fun that I got to participate, and I can still feel a little bit like I won because we placed second. We still did really well, and I had a lot of fun. And it's a good time. And it like incentivizes me to watch more films because I also have a membership to this film place. And so I've just been watching a lot more movies in general. Break out the brush. Oh God. I do break out the brush for my water slides. I will break out the brush to apply water slides because they're infinitely better than stickers. But oh my God. And then a lot of kits that I have that have stickers, genuinely, I don't even put them on. I don't even apply the stickers most of the time. Because why would I do that? They're not fun. And they don't look good. I don't like them. I honestly forgot which one goes on which side. Never mind. I got it correct now. I think what I'm going to do... Where did the other one go? Here it is. I think what I'm going to do is 12:30 now. Hello. I love that. This happens every time. It happens every time. I think about ending the stream early because I'm hungry and tired and I haven't done this in a while. And that's when everyone comes on. Of course, that's when everyone comes on. When I'm like, you know, actually, I think I might wrap up a little early. I'm kind of hungry. And I have a little bit of a headache, you know. I think I wanna wrap up a little early this time. Nope, that's when everyone comes on. That's when everyone's here now to listen to me talk about my movie trivia experiences. But a movie that I watched recently is one that, like, okay, do you ever have this experience where you consume a piece of media and it just like hits you in a way that you're like it doesn't, you're still like in the middle of it, but you're like, this is going to be one of my favorite pieces of media of all time. I'm watching this movie and I'm like, oh, this is so good. This is so, it just resonates with me. It's so like exactly the kind of thing that I enjoy and want to see. And I'm like, oh my God. And it's just like it just like burrows into you so deeply that even while you're in the middle of it, you're like, this is going to be one of my favorite movies of all time. And that is exactly how I felt about Afterlife by Hirokazu Koreeda. He is one of my favorite directors. I love Koreeda. Surprisingly enough, this is one of his famous, like, I think this is his breakout hit, and I had never seen it. I've seen basically everything else he's done, and I've quite enjoyed it. I love Koreeda. We still haven't done You Making Brunch yet. Someday. April Fool's next year, we're gonna be, I really wanted to do that. I think last year, or the year before, where I wanted to record myself. Like, I just wanted to stream myself making brunch. But I really, genuinely, next year, I kind of want to do that. I kind of really want to do that. Now that I have a bigger kitchen, and the ability to actually probably do that, I could totally do that. Run stream on my laptop. I mean, I already run stream on a laptop. Just take it. I'll just take it with me. Easy peasy. Anyhow, it's 12:30 and I'm hungry. And I think we've made a lot of really good progress on Mr. Red Gundam. We've got his entire torso. We have his head. We have, I mean, I can put his head on now. We got his head. We have his torso. We started an arm. An arm has begun. And I think I am getting back into enjoying this. I think I'm starting to get back into enjoying this. And I'm very excited to keep doing this. I will tentatively say I will be back next week. Actually, I won't be back next week. I totally lied. With an electric griddle. Oh my god, we could also set the stream room with a griddle. That would also be very funny. I totally lied. I will not be back next week. Next week, I will be at a convention. I'll be at Anime Week in Atlanta. Part of my lore that I've mentioned before is I work at a lot of conventions, specifically anime conventions on the East Coast. Like all the big ones, I work at basically all of them. It's very fun and I like doing it. I've been doing it for a few years now, and this year I will be working at Anime Week in Atlanta. And I've never been to Atlanta before, but this will be my first time and it'll be fun. Have you your brulee French toast? I have made brulee French toast. It's very good. Oh my god. I think I have a kitchen torch. I think we have in the kitchen somewhere, like a torch. And I could 100% like actually brulee. But we'll see. We'll get there. That's a thing to get to. I can make brulee French toast. There's so many ideas. There's so many things we can do. But I'm excited. And then the Friday after that is the 26th. I will, in fact, be streaming on the 26th. I don't really celebrate Christmas. No, on stream. I have not made... Oh my god. Nice. I love kitchen torches. I love setting things on fire. But, yeah. What was I gonna do? I wasn't gonna do anything else. I will definitely be on the 26th because I don't really celebrate Christmas, and also I'll just be here. Like I'm pretty sure I get that day off from work, and I'll just be. I mean, I get Fridays off anyway. That's one of the beautiful things. My current job has a very flexible schedule, but anyway, I think I'm gonna wrap up now. I'm gonna go have my lunch, and then I'm gonna go to work probably. I think that's my trajectory for today. So I'm gonna go to work and work on a project that has been plaguing me, that I really just want to get done. And so I will be departing. Thank you to everyone who tuned in to my 6th comeback stream, but I I really like this and I want to keep doing this, and I will slowly regain my bearings with streaming and be better at it and hopefully have my background music fixed. Well, I'll be back not next Friday, but the Friday after. Continuing Mr. Red Gundam, now that we have finished his head and his torso, and hopefully the rest of him later. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you all in 2 weeks. Bye-bye!